Hi there, meteorologist Ed Valley here, taking a look at the long range. And just a note, John will be back with you here on Friday. I'm just filling in for him here today. A little bit of activity in the south, a little bit of activity in the north, not a big deal. We are watching for a bigger system as we head into the late week period here in the eastern belt. You can see it on the maps here for Friday. So let's back it up and we'll talk about it. So, not much happening here tonight, but late tonight, snow breaks out in the Rockies. And that will move eastward here into parts of the plains for Thursday. A little bit of snow in parts of the plains, a little bit of moisture in areas that, to be quite honest, really need it here in Kansas and the southern plains. When we look at kind of how this precipitation pattern has really played out, it really is becoming a situation that is, I don't dire is well, it honestly might be the right word if you look here at kind of the last 90 days. So let me pull that up for you here real quick because I think it's an important point I want to touch on. And if you look at the last 90 days here, you'll notice 2 to 3 inches below normal in parts of the southern plains and even parts of Nebraska, 1 to 2 inches below normal. And that's important because if you look at how much rain has actually fallen over the last 90 days, it's under an inch in pretty much all of the plains in Nebraska, Kansas, parts of South Dakota. Not good. Not good. So that is something we're watching here. And this moisture, while it's not a lot of moisture, it's still something here in Kansas we need to be aware of. And as we head into Friday, this system moves into parts of Iowa and Illinois. It might be a little snow on the northwest periphery. The European also has that snow now. So that's a change from yesterday. It's wet snow. It's not a ton, but could be a couple inches of wet snow in Iowa here Friday with rain. Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, Kentucky, and that moves east into Saturday, but showers will linger in the Ohio Valley as well. And you look at the total rainfall here with this system, and it's pretty impressive. I mean, it's a half to an inch and a half here in parts of eastern Kansas, all the way into the Ohio Valley and Great Lakes. But still, our friends up north continue to miss, really north of I-80 in Nebraska, up all the way into the prairies. So not a good situation for those folks, and unfortunately, that looks to continue for the most part. However, as we head into the beginning of next week, we get another moisture chance in the plains. Again, good moisture is not going to be turned away, right? And this model here is an absolute soaker in parts of Kansas. The GFS is a little bit further to the north, but still a really good moisture profile here in a lot of the plains. So this would be tremendous news. We need to verify that here as we move forward, but that is definitely a good thing if it were to occur. Now, you notice as we get into next week, that moves east, and the pattern is going to cool off a little bit here to end the month of March, and that could come with a couple colder storms still. So we're not done with winter in the upper Midwest and northern plains. To the south, it's more of a severe weather threat, but still, we're going to be pretty darn active here through the rest of March, and that could lead to some snowfall. Now, there is a severe threat in parts of the southern plains here for Monday. That is another thing to keep our eye on. Really good severe weather parameters setting up. It might actually be down in parts of Texas and Oklahoma, but I wouldn't be shocked to see some severe weather in parts of Kansas as well as we head into the early part of next week. So that takes us through basically the end of this month. If you look at the bigger picture, we are trending cooler. So you see the pattern around day 5, day 7 here. And by day 10, you notice the ridging really starting to take hold in the western part of North America. That'll drive a trough into the central and eastern U.S. And by day 15, you notice it's hanging around. And that 10 to 15-day forecast is a cool one in the northern tier. So, that is going to be something we're watching here into the first week of April. Now, precipitation during this time, as we noted, pretty active in the southern plains and parts of the eastern belt here. But look at week 2. We shift the activity well east and we're drying it back out in the plains, which is not what we want to see, right? So we are going to be having to continue to watch this. But as we kind of dig down deeper into the 10 to 15 day, you notice we really are honing in on that dry risk in the southern plains. So that's going to be the area of concern. You notice it also appears here on the GFS and on the Canadian. So I believe we're in for a drier period continuing in the southern plains after this brief moisture risk over the next 5 to 7 days. Now, temperatures here in the 10 to 15 are going to be pretty cold across the northern tier. The GFS is much warmer than the European here. In the 10 to 15, I would lean towards the European. I think it has a better handle on the overall pattern. But still, it's a brief cool down. You look at the MJO, we're going into phases 3, 4, and 5 coming up. And 3 is a cooler period, which is why I think the European might be onto something here. But notice by phase 4, we're warming it right back up and into phase 5, also a warmer pattern. So I think we are cooler here into the first week of April, but I think it is a transient period moving forward. So that's what we got here today. Have a great rest of your Wednesday, and we'll be back Friday with another video.